All right, welcome back. Today we sat down with Coach Mike and Coach Chuck, leaders of the Camden Aces, a new name, formerly Whitman Park, a travel team for middle school basketball players, middle school youth. They're doing an amazing job in our community with the teaching, the development, mentorship, and coaching of the next generation of young men. We don't have development, especially in the urban community, as far as basketball goes, right? It's kind of a society where these kids are left to figure it out on their own, and they're bridging that gap beautifully with their program that they created together, the Camden Aces. We had an amazing conversation, about the landscape of the city, what we're lacking as far as nationally, locally, what our basketball programs, how important mentorship and coaching and development is at a young age. It was just a beautiful conversation. I actually don't even want to speak a lot on it. I just want y'all to dive into the show and hopefully you get something out of it. So parents, players, coaches, this is a conversation for everybody, where we can grow and grow this game the right way. Without further ado, Coach Chuck, Coach Mike, hope you enjoy. Because this is my truth, you know what I mean? And at the least you gotta respect that. Kids in our city. Like they really believe it. Like they really believe that they saving them. And it's like, what you're saying is so idiotic, but anyway, we back. Y'all good?
Yeah.
We back. Who knows what the episode is? A.M.University, I'm back. Your host, Antoine Miller. First name basis, man. I got Mike here, I got Chuck here, man. Coach Mike, Coach Chuck, man, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
I just had a grueling 3 days of tryouts with our babies, man, in the city.
Yes.
Beautiful thing, man. How it go?
You wanna go first?
I think it went pretty well. With the kids that came out, I believe that it's some more kids who are in the city, but due to obligations like football, track, or whatever other extracurricular activity that they in, that they didn't come to tryouts. I don't look at it as a missed opportunity, but it's definitely something special what we have here. It's hard because in the beginning, a lot of people, they don't believe in your vision. They don't, see what you say. So, Mike.
I think it was really good. I think that we did touch some kids that we didn't touch last year. I think also, from my experience, it's real personal because I actually played for one of the first travel leagues in the team. That was Kramer Hills Boys Club. And at that time, they didn't have as many divisions. We only had 10 to 12 and 13, 14. So you either played for the 7th grade team or the Western team. And everybody tried out all over the city. So every middle school went into just that venue, but you could still play for your middle school, and then you played for the travel team. But if you made that travel team, it was like, all right, this is like the next up. The thing was crazy was when I was young, Victor Carr Stauffer, who's the mayor now, and Denny Brown and them was above me. They were on the older team, I was on the younger team. So then when they graduated out, then I got on the older team and things like that. But I think this experience here, what we're trying to shape is to have any kid that's in Camden that wants to play serious travel basketball, represent the city, be part of a program that you're representing your city, and learn a little bit of the game, and make sure that you can get ready, especially if you're in the 7th or 8th grade, get ready for high school.
Now, that was going to be my next question for y'all, because if you don't understand what we're talking about Whitman Park travel team.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's the Camden Aces.
Well, correct me.
No, only reason why I'm telling you, because this guy keeps saying Whitman Park too, but we're representing the city of Camden. We changed the name to the Camden Aces, and it's about Camden.
All right, there you go. The Camden Aces, man. let's start with Chuck. You already alluded to it, Mike. Why do this, bro? Like why do this? You've been involved with this for a couple years, but because it's volunteer work, right? It's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, probably right now. It's tired. Everybody got to go to work tomorrow. You got family obligations. You know, like it's a thankless. You're never gonna get a award for this, rather. Why do this?
I mean, when you do something that you love, it's no longer a job. It's your passion, and everyone is not up for the calling. This is year 15 for me, and I will say this: if it wasn't for a Coach Bird or a Mark Phillips, who gave me my first opportunity to coach and to give back to the kids, it wouldn't be a Coach Chuck. So like you said, it's a thankless job, but the kids, they need us though. And in life, it's sayers and it's doers. Everybody, oh yeah, I got you, bro. I'm gonna come out. We're gonna help coach. We got to change the community, whatever, this, that, and the third. But when it's time, very few people show up. So me, it's second nature. It's second nature. From kids that I coached over 10 years ago, they're adults now, and when they see me, the first thing they say, "Yo, coach, what's up?" So it's that lasting impact that they have that they'll never forget.
You already started, Mike, but I know you could go deeper. What's the reason, bro? What's your why?
My why was I was just hanging around watching, and I just seen a lot of bad basketball. I seen a lot of people. The kids were involved, but the kids weren't being coached. They weren't being taught anything. Well, they were being taught what they could. I wouldn't go that far, but then I just started to wanting to get involved and come back into my community and say, all right, well, listen, let me bring the resources that I have and give back. You know what I mean? Because I just start seeing it like, it was a great divide in the community. The divide was, start hearing things like our kids can't play, we don't have talent, things like that. And then I start looking around and I start seeing, I was like, these kids are athletic. We got athletes in the football field, we got athletes everywhere. This is like, but our basketball wasn't being promoted on the younger levels like the football is. Like now, we got more youth football organizations in the city than anything basketball-wise. And we got all these football fields, all these facilities, but we have no just basketball facility that's not associated with a group. Not the Boys and Girls Club, not the Croc, not anything else where a kid can go, where it's just not associated with any associations that's just for the kids in the city. So I just start feeling like, let me donate some time, some energy. And then I got with Chuck last year, and we had some like-mindedness ideas. And then it was just like, you know what, dude, let me just give some assistance, help out, and let's see what we can do for these kids.
You know what the most refreshing thing about watching y'all practice just now? It was music to my ears watching y'all stop so much of a practice and to teach. And I'm thinking about it, I was like, I wonder if these kids understand, like, this is probably the most important teaching you ever gonna get in your basketball life, right? The higher you go, high school, it's gonna be like half and half, probably not even half. Like, it's all about winning for those coaches. We know it's about winning for the college coach, right? Who's gonna take their time out to stop you that much on the simple details and the nuances of that fundamental activity that you're supposed to do on that next move or something like that? Who's gonna do that, right? And I was like, wow, this moment is so precious. And y'all don't have to say it, y'all can say it if I want. My experience growing up in this area, bro, I was always envious of that. Like, I say this all the time, I'm always so jealous riding through Hatfield. Basketball, sports, community, like it was always, you were always taught something. You can tell, right? I don't look at them as no other thing. I look at them as we take care of our own, we teach our own, and we continue to do that for generations upon generations. I personally never felt that in my own backyard. And watching y'all teach, it was so refreshing to see, man. And it's so needed and it's so missing. So like, I want to thank y'all, bro. Like, it was man, it was mind-boggling to me. It was mind-boggling to me. Cause Camden, I don't really see it anywhere.
I will say this: we all can agree, whether you're sitting here or the one that's watching the show. Basketball is it's in a bad state right now. Basketball is bad right now. Fundamental basketball is out the window. Everything is a 30-second highlight clip. And especially when these kids get to high school, I mean, obviously, you know, being a high school coach, the kids are so far behind that it's mind-boggling. And I know for a fact that the position that I have with middle school basketball, I have a job to do, and that's to prepare them for the next level. So that way when they get to you, they understand the basics, they understand terminology, they understand these things. And I say it all the time, it's the difference from coaching basketball and the difference from teaching basketball.
Well, just to piggyback on that, Tawan, for me, I see it from both lenses. From being a coach on the high school level, when I was with Bird and I'm over at Pensacola, and then left there and went to Timber Creek. I know, like, when you're getting players from middle school, what it's like. You know what I'm saying? You're getting those kids that want to make the high school team, they want to try out, but they don't understand the severity of the coach's time and what we got to get in a short period of time from right after Thanksgiving to the first game, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And how it's just a grind, you know? Mm-hmm. So the kids that don't know, they gotta readjust, you gotta adjust them and things like that. But if we can help out in that process and get kids mentally ready, physically ready, and having them so that they at least know the proper etiquette of a high school practice, and simulate that, it won't be that far off for where the transition needs to be. But I think that it's real important that we put the emphasis on making sure, like, the reason why we do so much teaching is because it's like we know the kids don't know. And it's not like it used to be. The kids don't have enough basketball miles. They don't play enough. They don't play enough on their own. So if you're not playing and you're not getting that feel, it's hard for you to just come out here and just think you're going to play serious basketball with referees against other people that's serious with systems involved. You know what I'm saying? Right. Plays, different defenses, things like that. Right. So when your point guard is coming down and they change the defense from man to man to a 3-2 zone, he has to know that. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, and because you already went over 5 days in practice, this is what we do against this is what we do against that, this is what we do against that. So he needs to know that, but it would be really good if all the kids already know that. You know what I'm saying? So the real issue is this. We're here, we're just trying to help these kids through their journey. I don't have no kid playing basketball or anything like that, so it's this ain't no daddy ball situation. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So my energy goes into all the kids, and I just really feel like I'm not here for an entity, a school, or this and that. Our job is to make sure they're prepared for whatever their journey is going to be, man. And as a coach, all we are is vessels. You know what I'm saying? The kids go through you to move to the next level. You know what I mean? That's the way I always looked at it. And it always was successful for me with my former players because they understood, like, I always had their best interests in hand. You know what I mean? And making sure that I put the time and energy. If you wanted to work on something, let's work on it to get you prepared for battle. And that's what it's about.
How do we expand like-minded people like y'all too?
I think this is the beginning of it because I'll tell you what we did that was unique. We had coaches interviews. So with the coaches interviews, which was good, was, you know what we seen? We seen who was responsible to just show up. Mm-hmm. So the coaches that we have as part of this organization, they were serious. They gave us their reason. We had a list of questions and all. This guy had questions for everything. So we interviewed coaches. And we asked them basketball questions. We asked them character questions. We asked them all kinds of stuff. And they came, and it was like, all right, these is people we can work with and people that we can teach. And they're willing to learn. So they're active, they want to do it, and they want to be involved.
Let me say this real quick, Mike. Why did you treat that way? A middle school program
Why did you treat, somebody might look at you like, man, yo, you crazy. You gonna ask me this? You gonna ask me for an interview? I'm coaching middle school 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, Coach Chuck. Why you so serious about it? Why you going about it that way? You doing too much, Coach Chuck.
I got that.
You got that?
I got that.
Of course you did.
I got that. Because it's structure and discipline that have to be in place, right? And if you have, if you have a coach who isn't fully committed to the kids and to the program, for the most part, they're in the way. You know what I mean? And the thing with this program this year, moving forward, is different. We are implementing a study hall, bi-weekly progress reports, because you're a student first, before you're an athlete. And if you're acting like, a Park 8 in school, there's no way you're going to play for us, wearing our jersey and to represent our organization. It doesn't work that way. So things are in place for a reason, because we have young men who are going to get older and they're going to become, we have young boys who are going to become young men, and they have to know these things. They have to know that it's a consequence for everything that you do.
And I look at it as it's your craft. You just being a professional. That's your craft. I don't care if you was the janitor. Because I was being sarcastic. Like, I get the same thing all the time. Like, why you doing so much?
Well, some of the coaches that we have, they said they have aspirations of wanting to coach on the other levels. So they want to become a high school coach, or they want to do this and that. And some of them, they're there. They just need opportunities. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So the thing for me is like, all right, let's get you prepared. Right. Let's prepare you with this level right here, and then let's introduce you to people that is on those other levels. You could probably get on another staff or do whatever. But that's the part about it's the community. As a community, we need to do things. It's a thing called the business of basketball. Right? It's not just playing basketball. It's like the business of basketball is you can be a coach, you can be a GM, you can be a trainer, you can be all kinds of things within basketball. You feel what I'm saying? But what we do in this community is, if you don't go D1, high D1, you trash. If you don't go pro, and you're supposed to, you trash. And we only put the emphasis on just the sport. But then our athletes don't have anything outside the sport, so then once all that doesn't work out, they can't go be a coach. They can't go be a player development person. You see what I'm saying? But if you look around our surrounding communities, there's other people that went and played high-level Division I basketball, but then they're associated with a pro team, or they're associated with this. They're getting a career, they're getting a major check, all because they understand the business of basketball. And they understood, hey, well, I'm not an NBA player, but I can do this. Right. And their character was so good, it wasn't a bad person, that the door was open for them. That's our biggest thing. We're working on these kids' character. You know what I mean? So that they know how to look another man in the eye, shake hands, small stuff. Being able to talk to somebody so they won't miss an opportunity. Because we know as men, what? It's all about who you know. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Who you know is going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah. And I just want to piggyback off that too. Here in the city, it's obvious that it was a void that had to be filled when it came to our youth basketball, our middle school basketball, and our neighboring high schools, right? And what I mean is that this program give kids that opportunity to be exposed to a high school coach right here in the city. So we all know that it's certain high schools that they'll overlook kids here in the city and, go recruit someone out of state, out the country, wherever the case may be. And I'm like, no, we have our own homegrown kids right here in the city, and those kids, they're like, well, what about me? Like, I'm not good enough to play for this school or for that school. So Coach Mike and I, we, you know, like you said, it's hard to find like-minded people. That's first and foremost. So, like, when we took this program by the horns, that was like our main objective, is to make sure we have a pipeline from our organization to the high schools right here in the city. Because what happens is that these kids, they will end up and they'll trickle up down the highway somewhere, and the first thing we say, oh man, how you end up at Timber Creek, or how you end up at Williamstown? His family live out Parkside. Coaches were here and they weren't watering the seeds, you know. So that's the void that it had to get filled, and that's what we're doing right now.
One thing I want to give a shout out to is Don Pope, rest in peace. I want to say that Don had a movement for years with young kids, and then that movement just dissipated. Then other people picked up the bar. Zaire McCormick did some stuff with kids. He's coaching that kid. He's doing a good job at Landon Square. We have people that are involved from the middle school level that's doing things, but what my biggest goal is to eliminate the disconnect so that the coaches from the middle school teams, the people that's in travel, we all can be on one page. For the ultimate goal is for the kid. So my thing is like, we don't own these kids, y'all don't own these kids. What can we do to make sure the kid gets the best experience that they can get? So working with kids that people looked over, working with kids, like it's funny, it's kids that we've had for what, a year or two, you've had them longer, that now everybody's talking about. Because obviously a blind man can see they know how to play. They know how to play the game. So just that alone lets you know that if you put time into these kids, you can get a result where other people like the product.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, the league that we play in is the South Jersey Basketball Travel League. So it's a very competitive league in South Jersey where these townships or municipalities, they have the youth programs, Haddonfield, Hatton Township, Medford, you know. So whereas though these youth programs, they have a pipeline to their neighboring high school. Mount Laurel, their neighboring high school is Lenape. Marlton is Cherokee. Pennsauken's Pennsauken. Winslow's Winslow. Haddonfield's Haddonfield. So on and so on. What Coach Mike was saying, the disconnect. We didn't have that pipeline of middle school basketball, a middle school basketball travel team to the Camden High, or to I'm going back before Kip was even done, or to a Woodrow Wilson. You know what I mean? It was like, it just wasn't there.
At all.
So,
I mean, it's just.
It's sad because my era it was. In my era, Coach Doc, who was our coach at Cranberry Hill Boys Club, he was working with Coach Turner, Coach Smothers at that time, and making sure that all the kids that played went to the neighboring high schools, either Camden High or Wilson. So I can name the players, I know who they are, and if you played travel, you went to each high school. And the thing that was good about it was they knew you from that travel piece. So our thing is like this, getting coaches on board on what we're doing. Coaches like yourself. The thing that's tricky now is we got so many high schools in the city that if we name the other municipalities, all the kids are going just to one school. So that coach can just be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Here, you know what I mean, we gotta promote the kid for which high school coach can actually want to put the time in to see these kids and say, hey, that's a kid I can use, that's a kid I can put in my program. And to be honest with you, our job is just to make sure we make the platform available so that, hey, when you got some time on these days, here's some games, you might want to see these young bucks play. You know what I'm saying? Because our biggest thing is making sure that the kids get opportunities to be seen, not just in their middle school, but see them against some other kids from other environments. So that it's not just seeing them against city kids, see them against kids that's running offenses that are a little bit more strategic. You know what I'm saying? So like, we play these teams, but they're running the stuff that they're running on their high school team already. You know what I mean?
We ain't got enough time, bro.
Alright.
We ain't got enough time to go into that. I'm serious into that comment. That's a long conversation. I'm gonna just leave it at thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
I would say this off air. I'm gonna say it on. I'm telling you, like that's you really gotta be passionate about what y'all doing, right? Because it's a younger generation. I'll say it for you that don't know anything. It's high school kids that don't know anything. So Lord knows how the middle school kids is, right? But it's fine because y'all understand that, right? You're willing to teach within that. You're willing to love them within that and build the community that's needed, you know? So this just thing goes, like you said it was when you was growing up. Me and Chuck wasn't fortunate for that.
No.
We had to figure it out the whole way.
I ain't gonna lie. I watched y'all era from afar, and it was sad. It was really sad. I really felt sorry for the guys who played in y'all era. I felt sorry for the coaching I seen, and it was really sad because I knew that you guys didn't get what you were supposed to get.
And I realized
But we
that.
thought we did.
I realized
We
that
thought we
when
was.
me and Twan, we went to Rutgers Camden, and we had this coach Brian was choosing, and I remember him saying, "I don't understand." He had kids from Camden, he had kids from Newark and North Jersey. He said, "I don't understand how I have inner city kids and they don't know basketball." I remember that. We didn't know any. We weren't taught, or I know I wasn't under, you know, when I was at Camden High, about a head screen.
I saw my first guy before that Rutgers Camden ever in life.
Wow,
My freshman year
that's
in
incredible.
college. I saw my first. I said, "What is this?
Yeah, what is
Why
this?
you
Right.
put this on the board?"
Wow.
And then somebody gave me 35.
But you know what I want to say, you guys, and this is the biggest disconnect that I see in the city, and it's kind of it's really sad to me. The best of the best players is in this area right now. The average kid cannot play against them. Listen what I'm saying. If it's a kid that's a major Division I player or whatever, they're just isolated. And if you're a really good high school kid, you can't play against them. When I was in high school and growing up, I was able to play against Milt Wagner, Lewis Banks. I played against Victor Karstoff. I played against people that actually was in college coming back on the floor with them, and they was showing me how to play. Then when DeJuan Wagner came up, he played with us, me, Don, different people, and with his father and different players, Billy Culberson. I'm talking about Camden legends that will teach you while you're on the court. We have such a disconnect where all the real basketball players can't come together, play in the gym, and just help a young boy through his journey. Because if a kid's in high school and he's inspired to go into college, he can't play against another college player. So then when that player goes to college, he's not used to playing against a college player. Before, we sent people not just prepared, they excelled when they went to college. When I went to college, my college coach was like, "You just play so hungry. I've never seen a guy play like you." And it was just like, that's how we play.
Right.
And that's what we gotta get back to. We gotta get these jokers prepared. Listen, I never got backdoored. You know why I never got backdoored? I seen it on the playground on not allowing that to happen for game points. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
I knew what a screen was. I knew to wait for a screen. You know, I had a joker telling me, "Yo, when I do right this, boom, I pass it to you. You're open, shoot it." So all this right here, it's cool, it's sexy to me, but it's like, I'm just lost with, we got all these beautiful courts in the city. We got nice gyms, we got all kinds of stuff going on. But the kids are still not playing competitively against the world. And we gotta get at least a group, a gang of them, back on board with that. And that's what our mission is.
And I want to say this real quick. I know we on time.
No, Chuck, end it, Chuck.
We're on limited time, but I'm calling for the community to come out and watch these kids, support these kids, because when we go to these other townships and, you know, municipalities, outside of their parents, the council people are there, the mayor may pop in, other high school coaches may pop in, just the community itself. We don't have that here. So I'm calling out the community this year to come out to watch these young men play We're playing at Dudley. The schedule will be available. You can look us up on sjbbl.org. Y'all know my Instagram. Like, just come out and support the kids. That's all I'm asking for.